Mr. Hartgrave here, and this is everything you need to know about the upcoming Invader team. So when I found out about this, I was pretty excited. It is what it is, guys. Union Jack, we knew about this, and it is a skill raid team. Awesome. I am so happy that it's a skill raid team. Now, I'm a little less happy that, it has nothing to do with Secret Avengers, but we kind of knew that Secret Avengers was just going to get thrown aside. I still suspect maybe a couple of characters will get added to that, a couple of reworks or something. I don't know. I suspect it'll end up as a Cosmic Crucible defense team. Subject to change. That's just me spitballing. Also subject to change is all the footage in this video is on the test server. So what I show here might be altered. This is even before I'm going to have a meeting with the developers coming up really soon. And we might be adjusting things. Who knows? Things might get adjusted, and it might depend on what we find out here. So this is airing on YouTube many days after I shoot this. So just keep that in mind as we go through this. And I'm sure I'll be referencing that if things go horribly, horribly wrong, as I have not tested this team yet. This will be my live reaction to what this team can do. Let's check it out, right? So Nick Fury has a very mild rework. I'm not sure about stats. I'll know more about that later. I might even be able to share that information before this video comes out. I don't know. YouTube's weird. And the main thing that happened is his passive now. And this is pretty big. And this kind of led into my ISO-8 choices on this, which I like. This team is confusing for ISO-8. Just going to say that. And I think what it means is that you can really do whatever you want. There's a few different strategies you can use on ISO-8 for this team. Hell, you can make them all raiders if you're into that, because Union Jack is giving everybody critical chance and damage. So you could lean into that. You can make them all raiders. But what I chose to go upon is Nick Fury's passive here. With 3 or more Invader allies, he always applies assist now to self or random ally. So they are going to be assisting a lot. And for that reason, I'm making 3 of them skirmisher and 2 of them striker, Bucky and Captain America being the strikers. I don't think that any of them really need skirmisher for the focus. We are mostly using skirmisher here for the double tap effect because we're calling so many assists. And you could even make a case to make, Bucky a skirmisher too, because Captain America calls Bucky to do one of his attacks. But also his special, he calls 2 people to assist him. It's like there's a lot of assists going on. And because of that, I wanted a lot of skirmisher out there. And I think Bucky is the best striker out of the crew. All of his moves do like piercing damage. And he's a blaster. Like, he fits the typical striker archetype that we see in Marvel Strike Force. So I'm most confident about that choice. But I mean, yeah, you can make cases for Raider as well. For tier 4s, people think that we have unlimited resources on the Envoy server. And I got 56 million gold on here, but it's still limited. Like, that kind of shows you the nature of Marvel Strike Force. Like, as many resources as you have, you're always going to be missing something. I don't have tier 4s, which is fine, because I feel you out there, you don't have tier 4s either. So all I've really done here is I accidentally did the basic on Bucky, but I think that's good because he's the striker. You want to upgrade basics on strikers anyways, because you're doing those double taps. You want to get more damage out of those. And I just did the passives. So for all the other characters, I did the passives. And I think that should be enough. It really needs to be enough. This is a raid team that needs to destroy the 3.5. Let me tell you my assumptions. This team needs to destroy the 3.5. And it needs to be very good on the next raid that's coming. Let's call them Kang raids. When the Kang raids come to town, subject to change, I have no idea what I'm talking about. When the Kang raids come to town, this team needs to crush them. It still needs to be one of the best teams. In fact, this team makes me worry about Bionic Avengers. I don't know how long they're going to be meta for, since they are the oldest raid team now. I don't know. Correct me. Yeah, it's crazy. So I'm really worried about the future of Bionic Avengers. They might just barely function on the new raid. This team should crush the new raid and it should just annihilate the 3.5. I'm expecting to see just a total massacre, even at these low levels of 4 stars, 4 red stars on Bucky, Union Jack, Iron Fist. I got a Legacy Nick Fury here with 6 red stars on him. I know most people might not even have him unlocked. So that's going to be a bit of an annoyance to anyone who's been trying to ignore Nick Fury, which I've been saying on this channel for a long time. Don't sleep on Nick Fury. They're going to keep reviving him. He's the only skill legendary, right? They're going to find uses for him. They're going to make you build those Kree minions. I'm going to ask them tomorrow to make it all Kree and not just Kree minions. I think it's time to make Nick Fury a little easier to get, but I don't know. What do I know? What kind of pull do I have? Captain America, World War II Captain America. He unlocks at 2 stars, as far as I know. So I'm actually going to leave him at 3 stars. We're going to see if that's going to be enough. If not, I'll move him up to 4, but I expect a really limited release for Captain America. I think they think that maybe he's like the best, going to be the top seller because Captain America. Maybe they're right. For me, coolest character in this batch is Iron Fist. Oh my God, this is dope. This guy looks amazing. I cannot wait to see his animations. I'm just excited to have a World War II Iron Fist on my roster. Like I said, I did all their passives in tier 4s. I want to also point out, I did the ultimate for Union Jack. The tier 4 on here is probably essential. In raids, it reduces the speed bar of all targets by another 20%. That's a really big effect. So I think that is the best extra move to have other than the passives. You want to have the passives for everybody. All of those are quite good. I'm sure there are move breakdowns out there on this in the blog. You can read all of the different abilities. It's in game by the time I'm releasing this video, so you can view that. I'm not going to break those down here. I think that's about enough time talking about this. It's time to show it in action. There's the team, level 85, tier 15. We're looking around 4 stars on average, and we're going with a skirmisher striker combo. And like I said, my assumption is that it's going to destroy the 3.5. I can actually test the 3.5 this time, so that's fantastic. Let's see it in action. Okay, here we are. It is the Doom 3, difficulty 5, skill node number 1 coming up. And let's go ahead and kick the team in here. Man, I'm don't even know. I haven't used this team before. Let's set it up in here. I should have done this before I did the edit, but what are you going to do? All right, let's talk about placement. All right, let's talk about placement. I don't remember anyone having taunt. Oddly enough, I don't remember. I'm assuming Captain America has taunt. Let's throw, oh boy, I don't even know. Let's throw Union Jack here in the middle. Let's throw Nick Fury back there because he's going to have the most health out of anybody. My Captain America is going to be weakest, man. If he does have taunt, that's going to be a problem. Let's throw Bucky here. Let's throw Captain America over here, assuming he has some sort of taunt mechanic. And let's keep Iron Fist on the far side because he heals. Iron Fist is still a healer. He's skill. It's all skill, by the way. I think it's all skill global. For whatever's that's worth. And now I've timed out on this selection. Mr. Hartgrave, I need you to be more of a professional. Okay, that's what I need you to be. I'm just trying to show this to the community. I need you to do a better job. All right, just give myself a pep talk. I'm just stalling. Let's go see the team. Let's see it in action. Let's see what happens. Invader team, Doom 3.5 on the test server. I'm curious about this. Yeah, and man, RIP to Shang-Chi and Secret Event. I think Shang-Chi's really done, guys. That's the worst news about this, is that Shang-Chi is over. I don't know, unless there's a member of this team that you can just not build. I mean, people are just not building Agent Venom, and they're putting Red Hulk in. So, you know, anything's possible. Now, what's cool is if you do the passive, I think it's on Captain America, he prevents summons. So any character that can summon characters, like you don't have to worry about Loki at all. I guess we're going to, oh man, we have so many buffs to start off with. This is so cool. I like all the buffs. I'm going to spawn in the shield minions, and I don't have that upgraded yet, but it did. Wow, look at all the buffs go. And I think on every turn they get offense up, and they get assists now. So there's going to be like constant assists happening. All right, we're going to go ahead. Who's my primary target? I think these Thors. I always want to, I haven't played this node with any other team other than Secret Avengers now for like months. Like this node looks so weird to me as like trying to figure it out. All right, let's see some animations on Iron Fist. Let's use his ultimate. This does a stun. So let's go ahead and just kick this right in here at this Thor. Let's see this Iron Fist in action with the gun kata. Go! He looks great. Okay, that was actually underwhelming. I mean, it was cool. I like the effect, but it didn't do what I thought it would do. Now I have my Bucky set up as a striker, so I'm going to ultimate into this Thor right here. I like all the extra stun it throughout. It stuns like extra mystic characters. I feel like I like the design of Iron Fist in that he does trait specific effects so that they can build nodes around him. Oh, the Bucky ultimate is dope. Look at this thing go. He's shooting everybody. That is awesome. I might have to speed this up a bit. We got 3 minutes left, but they are absolutely crushing. This is the Doom 3.5. And here comes those assists. You see, the assists are just going off the chain. All right, let's speed this up a little bit. And here comes the Union Jack ultimate. All right, he's going to hit into taunt with this. And is he going to chain around or just, oh, yep, here he goes. He starts hitting everybody. I love it. I think he extends negative effects on everybody too as he chains around. And then, yeah, that assist mechanic is just going nuts. Here, I'm excited to see this one. I think Captain America is going to summon a goddamn tank. I believe there's going to be, yes, he summons a tank. All right, is this my new favorite team? This might be my new favorite team. The only bad thing about this team is that I'm going to put it on auto at this point. I believe in this team. I absolutely believe in this team right now. The only bad thing about this team is that I don't think you're going to get to play it that much. I think this team is supposed to work on automatic. Sim. You're going to sim raids with this team. So this might be the only time I ever see the animations. It might be the only time you see the animations. All right, let's go through this. Let's see what happens. All right, Punisher. There's no way, man. It's Buff City. The buffs are out of control on them. It's insane. This is nuts. It's going to have to be seen if this team has any value outside of raids. It might be like Rebirth where it's just like not really doing anything outside of raids. But I don't know, for the amount of time that I've been struggling on the skill raid, on the skill nodes, which aren't, honestly, we're in about the same place as we were with Web Warriors with the skill team where it's like a double tap. So you're going to save like 30 energy at most for building this team. Okay, Hela does not get the Undead Asgardians because of the passive on World War II Captain, which is kind of cool. And yeah, we only have a minute left because I was messing around here. Damage is a little lacking on the team. We are on the Doom 3.5. Okay. And we are at very low stars. I don't feel it's as underwhelming as Rebirth. Rebirth was really weak, like pathetically weak. This feels, especially with all the skirmisher striker business I have going on, it feels a lot better. Here, I'm going to put this on basic just so I have some abilities going into the next node, which it looks like we're going to get to. So even messing around like a lot, we cleared the node. The buffs are just insane on this team. All right, that looked really good. I'm actually pretty happy with that. That was much better than Rebirth. And remember, we were testing Rebirth on the Doom 3. This is the Doom 3.5. So I would expect a little more resistance, which is what we got. Yeah, this is very good. Keeping that in mind. I mean, that's so huge. Like, that's a huge difference. Like, if I was testing this on the Doom 3, I'm sure it would have cut through it like butter. But we're on the Doom 3.5. That's a lot more health. So yeah, that's a good context to keep in mind. For me and for you. All right, let's see. Where are we going here? I'm going to kick it off with the summons because, yeah, everybody already has the buff. So you don't have to kick off with Nick Fury's special. Man, everybody gets offense up. This is ridiculous. I'll kill their Nick Fury so they don't get buffs. I don't even know, man. Does it even matter? I'm just going to hit auto. Look, I'm going to hit auto. I could overthink this thing, but then I would risk a timeout, and I don't want to show this team failing because I don't think this is a failure. I think we have a success here. I think this is a win, and it can prove me otherwise. And this is how the team's mostly going to run anyways. It's going to run on sim. No one's going to play this team. You're going to build this team up, and you're never going to see it. And that's the worst part, because this team looks cool, especially in raids. Now, outside of raids, it does lose a lot. I love that tank. That tank is ridiculous. But outside of raids, I don't know what we're going to get out of this. Not too much. Not too much. It's a lot of good characters that use the skill trait. So that's nice. Although they're mostly global, so that's bad. Like, that's not going to help anybody out through Dark Dimension 5, right? We need city options for Dark Dimension 5. And it's not being represented here. More global teams. What is up with the just over? I mean, I guess I don't know what else I would call this team other than global. It almost seems like maybe we need extra traits. Maybe the few traits that we have in the game isn't enough to really encompass this. There might be a criticism about this team because you could get some more value out of this team if it could be used for the Gamma Raid. And that's something I'm going to bring up tomorrow as well, is for the Gamma Raid, we have the shield tag. Now, it would seem like if you don't know, Marvel Comics history or even MCU history, that the shield tag should be applied to this team. We got Captain America and everything. This team would predate shield. This team would be from the 40s, and shield would have gotten started in the 60s. So I'm going to target Ghost Rider here so he doesn't just destroy everybody. I don't even think he could. This team is really off the chain, man. On the Doom 3.5, this is ridiculously good. For the low stars it has, that's just nuts. Anyways, getting back to what I was saying about the shield tag. So no, I don't think they should have the shield tag. Nick Fury does. So that's good. There's one good thing about this team as far as how it relates to the rest of the game, is that you can take Nick Fury up to tier 16 and not feel like an idiot now for the Gamma Raid if your alliance is pushing the upper end of that. So that's kind of nice. There are also skill nodes, I think, on the beta. On the beta, we have skill nodes. So now there's a team you can take up to tier 16 for that. That's probably, I would recommend taking this team to level 95. This is going to be your skill raid team for the year. I don't think there's going to be another skill raid team. This is going to be it. It looks like it's going to hold up. It's holding up on the Doom 3.5. And then it should be good for whatever the Kang raids that are coming next, or whatever they want to call them. It should be able to handle that as well. I'm a little concerned that it's not getting through Silver Samurai. But once again, we are on the Doom 3.5. We might need a little more power on this team for it to take care of the tankier enemies like Silver Samurai. Now, I don't know how it works with Sim Raid. But Sim Raid, I've never seen a Sim Raid timeout. So I don't think there's a timer involved when you sim, which is interesting. In fact, I'm so confident in this team. Let me try this, because clearly this is going to time out. But most people aren't going to even play it this way. So let me quit out of this. I'm going to retreat, and I'm going to sim it, because I don't think there's a way to time out and sim. And my assumption is that this team is going to come out of this at like 100. Oh, I can't sim it. Damn it. I wish I could sim it. I can't sim it. I don't have the 7-day streak going on this, or whatever you would need to use the sim function. That's annoying, because I wanted to show it sim through this. Anyways, I'm sure it would sim through this and not time out. I don't think Sim Raid is capable of timing out. All right, now I got to put an edit here, and let's revisit this at the boss. And we are back to about where we were before I made the edit there. And there might be a little randomness to the damage on this team. As you can see here, we have a minute 30 left. And I've just been running on auto once again. And it looks much better this time. I think we're going to get through this in one shot. I feel like I should put a little more power on this team to show it more appropriately. Most people are not going to run this team this week on the 3.5. So I might bring the stars up, just one star, bring that extra star on captain since he's a striker and we're expecting him to do damage. And all right, I'm going to go back over to auto basic now for the last minute of this, just to charge up some abilities. Although they seem to be firing off their abilities at a pretty good clip as well. Everything about this team seems very functional. Much better showing than Rebirth. I'm not getting any Rebirth vibes off of this at all, other than the fact that it just might not do much outside of raids. All right, as you can see here, I did improve the team. I took him from level 85 to level 90. I put that tier 16 on Nick Fury since I think a lot of people are going to end up doing that for the Gamma eventually, since he's the only one with the shield tag. And I put the extra star on Captain America, although we're probably going to have to fight really hard to get a 4th star on any of these characters. But I'm just going to be hopeful. I'm going to be optimistic on that end because I want to show the team, you know, functioning at the level that you need, that you would realistically need to bring it to. And keep in mind, another thing to keep in mind, no tier 4s, just the passives, the ultimate on Union Jack, the basic on Bucky, but like no tier 4. So that's another thing that's going to add a ton of damage to the team, is adding all those tier 4s. And for any raid team, you're realistically going to need to add every single tier 4. That's how raid teams work. So yeah, actually, even with that in mind, man, amazing turnout on the 3.5 so far. But for the boss node, I want to see a little extra power. It's like you would either have to hit that twice or have a teammate. I think if you had the weaker team, almost guaranteed. So that wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't be controversial. I would like to see this team, still no tier 4s, cut through the boss. Let's see if it can do it. All right, we are loading up the boss node, and I think we're going to have to do this on auto or else it's just not, it's going to time out. I know I'm going to have a damage issue, and a lot of that might be from the missing tier 4s, but let's see what it can do. I'm going to aim at Dr. Doom and hope somebody can throw an ability block on him. Somebody's going to throw an ability block on him, right? I know a lot of members of this team have like passive ability blocks. I think Iron Fist drops an ability block on like every mystic out enemy. Like right here, I think he's gonna, I think he has to have it charged up. So there might be some of that needed too, where you might have to come into this node with your abilities correct. That's always been a thing on raids, so that doesn't surprise me if we have a problem here because of that. I'm playing this in the dumbest way possible, just hitting auto on this. We did get a disrupt on Dr. Doom. What we really need is an ability block on him. Or see if the team can handle a Doom ultimate. I mean, that's another stress test right there. If this team can tank a Doom ultimate, that's a pretty good sign. There comes the Captain America ultimate. We're doing damage to Doom. Oh, he can't summon. He can't summon. Oh, Doom's nullified. I love it. This team totally nullifies Dr. Doom, and there's that ability block on him. Oh, that's ridiculous. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't even think about that. Okay, I love this team. And I think that only happens in raids. But yeah, so they did something with this team that I wanted them to see, that I wanted them to do with Rebirth, where it is made to take down these nodes. It is designed. It has things like Mr. Sinister's doesn't matter. The things that would bother you, the things that you would have to control using Secret Avengers, you don't have to worry about with Invaders because they passively nullify the powers of the enemies that are on this node that would mess up other teams. Oh, that's great. All right, yeah. You don't even have to ability block Dr. Doom. All right, let's try to kill Emma, though. She could still be a problem in theory, yeah, this team, it doesn't mess around with these Doom 3.5 raids. It just does everything they need to do. Now, what they're going to do for Kang raids, I assume that they're still going to tune the Kang raid or whatever the next raid is called around invaders. So I don't think they're going to be useless as soon as it comes out. I think they're going to last all the way through that life cycle. Because they're coming so late in the life cycle of the Doom raids, I would assume that they're set through the Kang raids. I'm trying to think. Well, if there are any raid teams that are a holdover from the previous, from Doom 2 to Doom 3, there kind of aren't. There kind of aren't. I'm a little worried about that, but I don't know. I'm more thinking about previous times when we went from like the Doom 1 to the Doom 2. There were raid teams that carried over. So I would assume there are raid teams that are going to carry over from the Doom 3 to whatever. Are we frozen? Is that it? Did we freeze up? You know, once again, test server, right? Let me see if I can unfreeze it. I don't know. We might be stuck here. Here, I'll edit here. Pretend like you never saw this. And here we are back. I just got the node back to where it was before we had the minor little glitch there. Just right to support. They'll give you your energy back. And you know what this team reminds me of? This team reminds me of the old Shield Minions team. And yeah, you know, I probably would have been enjoying this month more if they would have led with this. If this team could have launched right with the 5th year anniversary celebration to kind of harken back to the old Shield Minion meta team. This is giving me, you know, better feelings about Marvel Strike Force than I've had in a bit. It's really nice to have a Shield, a skill raid team, more skill characters in the game. That's really cool to see after so long of struggling with skill. Secret Avengers was released quite a while ago, and that wasn't even a full team, right? We've been supplementing with that. And so it's really nice to see the full team come in. It gives me some confidence that this team is going to hold up as the meta skill team, the meta raid skill team for some time to come. I'm fairly confident. I mean, that's going to be one of my questions is, you know, is this thing going to be valid on the next set of raids that come in, or is it going to get phased out super quick? I'm more worried about Bionic Avengers getting phased out, probably for some kind of Kang-led team. I know we just have Masters of Evil, but they're going to do another Kang team of like all Kangs. I assume that will happen within 6 months, and it will probably be the tech raid team. It'll probably just be a bunch of Kangs, and they just run the tech nodes. That's what I would assume with that. And here it is. It's not timing out. So on the boss node, on the 3.5, minimal tier 4s, level 90, tier 15, tier 16 on Nick Fury, but I don't think that's doing a huge amount of difference. Invaders is great. It's totally functional. It's going to save you, 30 energy a day, maybe more depending on how your skill team is. You know, maybe you've been neglecting it. Maybe you kind of knew that this was coming. I said this was coming. They said this was coming. We knew this was coming. And now it's here. And I think that's pretty great. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe, and Grave Diggers, keep digging.